and welcome for me to be in your second home, no?
Second home, yeah, you can say it a little bit, say something about you, and of course you cannot listen to everybody, but still it's sometimes hard to do not listen to them or don't look at it. This is something what him makes him feel also happy.
So let's see if I can make 20.
Let's see.
Hello guys, welcome to a new season of Marc Talks, where we'll be inviting 23 players in 23 episodes to talk about life on and off the pitch, to inspire, educate and motivate the audience. Enjoy. Hello guys, welcome to the next episode. We are here at Parayangan Golf, top golf course in Bandung, and we are here to meet our next guest, Ezra Walian. Let's see if he's already here. We're gonna ask him questions about life on and off the pitch. Let's go. My guy.
Rodowski.
Right.
Welcome.
I have to say welcome to you. Welcome to be in my invite podcast.
Thank you.
And welcome for me to be in your second home, no?
Second home, yeah, you can say it a little bit. Yeah, I really enjoy
Playing golf.
play golf behind football. Yeah.
I really like the view actually. It's my second or third time, I think. But tell me, man, it's your game.
Yeah, it's a lot of tactics. Mentality is also a big thing in golf, and it's a sport that you not can improve really fast. It takes time, so I really enjoy it. So.
Nice. We are here to talk a little bit about life off the pitch mostly, because what I want to create is a more general view of a person outside the football pitch. You know, everyone always has opinions and thoughts that they see us on TV, on social media, but they rarely know the person deeply.
Yeah, true.
And I felt like it's time sometime to share a little bit more of us, who we are as people. And also you know, many people know you, they think they know you, have opinions about you, and right or wrong, you know, is not up to us to say maybe, but for me it's more like, you know, who is Ezra in his eyes, you know, what are his values? So tell me a little bit, who is Ezra off the pitch?
I think I'm I'm a guy who grew up in Holland, so I think that's also part of me, of course. But yeah, Ezra as a person, I think I'm not a guy who always, for example, in the dressing room talk so much, or I'm a little bit more on my own, I think. A little bit quiet, easy life, and my values in life is also because of some things happen in my life is maybe different than other players or than other people. For me, it's really important then that I also need to say that other people see me as a humble person, and that's for me really important, that I have respect for everybody. And maybe sometimes Instagram gives you a feeling like, oh, this guy is like this or this like that, but what I really like if a person, even how big he is not arrogant. That's for me the most important thing. And I think I can say about myself that I'm not an arrogant person. Everybody can talk to me. I love it, especially also people who are not into football, you know. I like to see other people who have a total different business or anything. I like to speak with them as well because I can also learn from them.
Nice. Yeah, I know we've been playing together now almost 3 years, I think, and a little time in Makassar as well. And you know, you meet each other in the dressing room, on the pitch, away games, but it's always football. You know, it's always football, performance, expectations. So you rarely really speak about outside football.
True.
And I know you're from Amsterdam. I'm from Amsterdam. So bring me a little bit back to your childhood. Like, how did you got integrated into football? What makes you started to play this game? How was your childhood in that sense?
I think actually also what my parents were saying always when I came out and I grew up, I was always busy with the ball. From the first moment I saw a ball, I was also busy with that. And I think I come from a family who are all interested in football. And especially I come really from an Ajax family. My father always had the season ticket for Ajax. So when I was young, I always joined him to the home games of Ajax. So yeah, for me, football was always part of my life, and it was also my dream to become a professional football player. So yeah, for me to grow up, always with the ball outside. But I think you recognize things, you know. The moment when I entered school, I was only thinking about, okay, when is the first time to go out to play football, and yeah, so that's how I grew up. And also at my village where I later lived, always go out to play football. Yeah.
And what is interesting, you know, like we play football, we grow up in Amsterdam, but you actually have the heritage, you know, your family from Indonesia. How does those two cultures combine in your childhood make you see life, you know, like how did two different cultures combine in where you are today?
I think what we can say about Dutch people, about people from Holland, they are quite straight to the point, and they into your face, and they will not think, okay, is it what they say if it will hurt the other person. And so that's the part of my mother's side. They are real like people from Amsterdam. So yeah, as you can recognize, they are people like who they're straightforward. And yeah, from my father's side, they're all from Indonesia. So I think I have from both sides. I can sometimes. That's why I think I also really love living here, because now I see the other part of my of my blood actually for the last 3-4 years. And yeah, I think I have a little bit of both. Yeah. I can be really straight, and I love to have people who are honest to me. But that's also what I'm saying. I'm also quite a quiet person. I mean, and I think that's a little bit my Indonesian part. I will not say shy, because I'm not shy, but I'm just. It's not all about me. I think, and that's. I think for me, if I see Indonesian people, they're really friendly, and they always want to help each other. And I think, yeah, that's my Indonesian part.
Did you visit Indonesia as a child often?
Yeah, actually, I think the first time I come here, I think I was 5 or 6. You know, I have family here in Indonesia, and from the first moment I entered Indonesia, you have this smell. You know, and if you enter Indonesia, you have this smell, like it feels like home, and I always feel connected. Even my father said when I was young, he said, it feels like you are more Indonesian than me.
Okay.
And,
why?
Because I was always, when I saw the national team playing for the first time, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I saw all the supporters in the stadium, and he was like, yeah, it's nice. But for me, it was like, whoa, I want to go Indonesia. And every day, every time when I had holiday, I always want to go Indonesia this or blah, blah, blah. So yeah, from the first time I arrived, it felt a little bit like my second home. Like, oh, maybe this is the place where I should go more often.
Nice. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
You drive?
I drive. Sopir.
Sopir. So as we are here at the golf course,
yes.
In every episode I want to bring the player to a place where he feels home, you know, where he feels good. Yes. And I could bring you to Gebela, where you feel home, but I wanted to do something different. So your connection with golf, maybe not a lot of people know it. I know it because I see you in outfits coming to training, ready to go for golf. But tell me, what is the connection between you and golf, and what is maybe the comparison, if you can have one, with football?
Yeah, actually I'm also quite new to the sport, but I saw my father-in-law was really interested in playing golf. He was really ambitious about it, and he really loved it. And then I joined him. And the moment I joined him, I thought, wow, this sport is amazing. You know, it's not only about how hard they can hit the ball. First of all, you need to hit the ball. Yeah. That's already really hard. Seriously. And then,
we will see later when I try to hit it.
Yeah, and then, you know, I thought like, okay, let me try this for more often, do more often, and I feel I love the sport so much because it's about tactic, it's mentality. You need to have a lot of mentality because you need to have patience with this sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's also what you can say about football. You know, football is not, of course, it's go way faster and everything.
Yeah.
But it's also about mentality. That if you make a fall or you make maybe not the wrong, how do you say it? You choose the wrong thing.
Yeah, wrong pass or wrong
pass.
whatever.
You
Yes.
need to stand
Decision.
up. Wrong decision, and you need to stand up and do it again. You know.
Yeah.
And that's the same with golf. You know, you cannot only if you miss one ball. Okay, now I cannot do it anymore. No, you need to.
You need to
do
continue.
it. Yeah, exactly.
So what are the lessons are there any lessons from golf that you take on in football or not? Or is it more just an how you say in
A little
Dutch we
bit
say
like,
uit laat
yeah.
klep, maar
Yeah, a little bit like, you know, you need to stay calm, you know, and the game is done when it's done, you know. And,
Yeah.
And that's same like golf. You can miss one ball, but the next ball is so important because then you can still have your score. And that's same with football, you know.
Yeah.
You can maybe 2-0 down, and at the end you can win 2-3. So that's what I really bring from golf also to football, but also the other way around.
All
Like,
right.
you need to train to improve.
So I would say patience is
Patience.
something really
Patience,
valuable.
especially with golf, patience is the key, and I think for everything in life.
Nice. Let's go. Let's play
go.
something. I'm really good at this. Behind the scenes footage.
Better we play today from white, okay?
From
No.
what?
Better we play today from white. Normally I play from blue
What's the difference?
because the distance.
Ah,
Actually, starters or women normally start from young people. Childs they start from red,
okay.
white, blue, and black. I never play because that's for pro, and I'm not there yet.
Where is the hole actually?
So we start here,
Yeah.
and then there, all the way in the end, you see the blue flag. So the hole is going like straight, and
Around.
then turn right, and then at the end,
Where's the blue flag?
all the way in the end.
Ah, yeah.
So I think this is a par 4. Par 4, right? Yeah.
So this is only one hole.
this is one hole.
How many shots normally? For
You
to
have
hit it?
actually 4 hits. This is a par 4, so you have 4. The really pros they do it maybe in 3. And if you, I think if you do this in 5, 6, it's already quite okay. So
Let's see if I can make 20.
Let's see.
You know, in the world of football, people always have a lot of opinions when we do other things not related to football.
Exactly.
And for example, golf, you know, we can make jokes about it, but Gareth Bale was doing it a lot, was exposing himself to do it.
Yeah.
But there were always negative comments by him doing it. What do
Yeah.
you think of this, and what do you think about yourself doing this?
Yeah, I have sometimes the same feeling. Like if I post something on my Instagram that I'm doing this, then sometimes I get, you need to train football and everything. But for me, I train everyday football, and besides football, I go to the gym. And for me, this is something that I really love, and I think this is really good for your health, for not only for your body, but also for my mind. You know, it's look how quiet it is here, and I can, you know, release from the stress or sometimes football gives.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's why I don't understand that sometimes it's negative that Gareth Bale did this. You know, if his focus is on football, and for sure it was.
Yeah.
This is something what makes him feel also happy. So I can also play PlayStation at home, but I think that's even worse than doing this, right?
100%. No, 100%. I wasn't really into golf, but I always had this assumption that, you know, it's a mental health kind of training, you know. I do a lot of meditation, for example.
Yeah.
But this is, for me, it's like, you know, spiritually kind of grounding, you know.
Yeah, and I met also other people outside football. You know, for me, that's also what I said in the beginning. I like to also meet people who are outside from football and from every stage, you know, and every level. I can learn from them as well and how they see the world, and not only the world of football. You know? So that's why I love it.
What kind of people you meet here, and what do they teach you about doing this aside from what they're doing in life?
I meet people who are big bosses, or, you know, and
Entrepreneur.
yeah, entrepreneur, and yeah, they help me sometimes with other kind of view on doing business or anything. So yeah, for me, I like it.
Nice.
But now, for example, my first shot was really good, right? But now I need to focus on my second shot because this is really important. If this shot is terrible, it's all for nothing. So that's why it's a nice sport.
Yes. So what is your aim now on this right area?
My aim is just the flag and then a little bit on the right. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that I'm more safe, you know.
Nice.
For sure, I cannot hit it in once. Yeah, it's possible. But
Why not? Everything is possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but the chance to. Okay.
So a bit to the right, eh?
Yeah.
Too wide.
110.
Yes, nice one, nice one. On.
Beginner's
Good.
luck. Yes. So, in your childhood, you mentioned earlier that you was playing for Ajax. Your father was a big Ajax supporter.
Yes.
I think for me, as a child as well, you know, to play for Ajax is a big admiration. I think every child wants that. But then you also combine it with playing for the national team, you know, academy, youth levels, Netherlands. How was that journey for you to play for the biggest club in Netherlands and then also to be at the international stage?
I think, yeah, I started my career, of course, in my hometown where I grew up actually when I was 5, 6. And then my first professional club was Haarlem. And I only played for 1 year and then I actually AZ Alkmaar came. There I played for 4 years and yeah, I can say I think I was a big talent. And from that moment I was already Ajax supporter, you know, and every time if I play against Ajax I was thinking like, wow, that's my dream, you know, play for Ajax because it's my club.
Yeah.
And yeah, then Ajax asked me if I want to join Ajax and
What age?
that was the age of 14. So yeah, it was also actually a transfer because it was not like I can go for free to the other club. So yeah, and I think in that time it was, of course, people did it, talents did it, but yeah, it was not something like normal. You go from AZ to Ajax.
Yeah.
So yeah, the moment they came for me it was actually a no-brainer, you know. If your club is Ajax and I always dreamed to play there.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I need to fulfill my dreams, right? So yeah, then I joined Ajax, and that time I also playing already for the national team of Holland, and it's of course an amazing feeling. You know, it's actually the same to play for Indonesia. You know, the same, you sing the anthem, the moment you enter the dressing room,
Exactly,
you see the jersey. You know, it's one of the best feelings ever.
No, I can imagine. I never had this chance to play for a Dutch national team. It was always a dream of me when I was young. But you being Ajax and national team at such a young age, I can imagine, you know, what you say is just dreams coming true.
Yeah, and I think you also know the movie, right, in Holland, in Oranje.
Yes.
And exactly that feeling, what you saw in that movie, I had the same feeling. The first moment that I entered the dressing room for the national team and see this orange jersey, it's like goosebumps everywhere. You know, then you're thinking, at that point you think I'm already there.
Yeah. And you think that's a problem?
Of course it's a big problem because also in Holland and also here in Indonesia you become, at that moment you think already like, oh, look where I am now. But that's just the beginning. And from everything, you know, mentality, physically, on all stages, you know, this is just the beginning. And I see so many talents, same like me, who enter the under 15 till under 17 of the national team. And look where I am. Of course, I'm really happy and I'm really grateful that I'm in Indonesia, play for Indonesia and play in Indonesia. But all my friends who maybe not at that point will play for the national team, maybe they're now big stars in Europe. You know? So it will not say that.
So did you struggle with that moment that you said you was on top You feel like you already made it, kind of. Did you struggle with the continuous progress in that sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just a little. Yeah, I think so. Because of course you see all your friends now, especially now they play at the big stage. But I also remember, and there are also so many players play with who are now not. They earn their money in different ways.
Yeah.
And I am so blessed that I'm still can make my money, and can do my hobby as my job.
Exactly.
So I also see, okay, of course there are players where I play with, they are now the biggest stars. But I also see, I'd say that's only 10%.
100%. Yeah.
And the other 90%, they are not even playing football anymore, you know, so I'm still blessed.
So transition-wise, vice versa, we go in front of time, you know, Ajax, national team Netherlands, and then boom, few years later, where we are today, you know, you make a transfer to Indonesia, you play for Indonesian national team. How is the transition from Dutch national team to Indonesian national team? What did it do with you, you know? Playing wise, mentally wise, how did it feel?
I play only, you know, in the youth teams of Holland, so there's actually, of course, there's pressure, but not same like in Indonesia. With if you play for 80,000 people,
yeah,
that's only in the stadium. Actually, you're playing for how many millions of people? You're playing for their country.
Yeah.
Of course, it brings pressure, and people can say it brings no pressure, but for sure, I believe it brings pressure, of course. And of course, there are some different things, you know. In I need to say, Indonesia developed a lot in how in all things actually, based on for example the dressing room or the stadiums where we're playing now is really nice.
Yeah.
But compared with Holland, it's still far, but it's normal,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Playing style, different to adapt.
Yeah, of course. I think Holland is more about tactics, and Indonesia is more about, you know, work hard. And of course, they also have tactics, but of course, it's between Holland and Europe, between Asia and Europe.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of improvement on tactics, and I think that's where Holland is really famous on. They from the youth they're already busy with tactics and I think there Indonesia can improve.
Fair to say Dutch and Europe is maybe more development-wise, and here's more result-based.
True. I think that's, and even in Holland, at the end, it's also about the results.
True.
But I think
Growing up.
maybe on the first team, it's really about the results, but in the youth,
Yeah.
not at all.
Exactly.
Just improve the talent, just improve the knowledge of football, improve
Yeah.
everything.
I think it's a nice point because, you know, in Indonesia you always hear menang, juara, you know, everyone wants to win. But what you say in Holland is all about development. And I think that stage from growing up as a kid to develop and not just about winning, because winning is an end product, right? But the development stage, I think that's something Indonesia can integrate a lot in the youth systems.
Especially if I see, and you cannot compare Indonesia with Holland or with Europe, but in Holland, in every village, there are maybe 10, 15 football pitches.
Yeah.
Here in Indonesia, it's not like that. Even for the national team of Indonesia, there's not a training, facility. And I think there's a lot of improvement still in Asia.
At least we have a nice golf course.
That's
Let's
true.
play. De afwas, man. Ini vlag merah. Wow. Top. Kita jalan. You know, as a football player, we often have difficulties in our career, in our journey as players. What is one significant moment in your life, career, that you faced difficult challenge?
Of course, when I didn't. I think actually when I was young, I lost my mother when I was 14.
Okay.
So that was already actually your career already starting, and that's of course a big moment in my life.
Yes.
What is really disappointed, and so that was really challenging for me, because you are 15 and you're starting to become a man, and you also want to show that you're big, and when you're at that age. But of course, in my mind, I was really working on it, and still till now, still I miss her a lot, and if you have achievements in your life, then you want to share that with your parents, right? And I cannot do that. So that was also on football was also a big thing for me, a struggle, and also when I didn't reach the first team of Ajax, of course, it's also a disappointment. But yeah, you need to step up and you need to continue, right? And I think that's what I did. And at the end, I joined Almere, I joined RKC after that.
Yeah.
And life goes on as well, you know. So and then I take the opportunity to go to Indonesia. So
how did you deal with this moment that you described? You know, you lost your mother, crazy. You know, I cannot imagine at that age what you say. You know, like how. I don't even know how to describe, but how to ask. But what made you overcome this and going on and continue with football? You know, because you said I could stop and, you know, and.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. Till now, I'm still struggling from it. You know, because it makes me, it makes you as a person, and you also you see that football is, of course, is a really big thing of my life. But in this kind of moments, you actually you're gonna understand like football is nothing in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really nice, and I enjoy it so much. But health for your family, for your friends, and for other people around you is the most important thing.
100%.
And that's why I'm still struggling with it, and that brings also not only with this kind of thing, but also with the pressure. I'm also still struggling. It's mentally. And that's, I think what else is, you need to go on, and that also gives you a little bit of feeling. Okay, now I need to. You really need to go on. So sometimes you cannot think about it, or sometimes,
You know, this thing is nice that you say it, because a lot of people don't commit or don't admit that they face with struggles or know, mentally. Even me, you know, I struggle with the mind or mentally at times, and it's like a taboo in sport to say it, right? Like I'm struggling or I have difficulties, and I think that topic alone is something nice to share, because you can inspire so much people by just sharing your own feelings. You know?
Yeah, that's also what I said. Like, I'm still struggling with it, and many people think, for example, they also only look to the followers. You have 1 million followers, so everything is going good.
Yes.
But at the end, if it's in your head, if your head is not happy with how it's going on, then you can have a lot of money, you can have a lot of followers or anything, but that doesn't make sense, you know.
True.
And,
but I think one thing is in that sense, it's important is to talk about it.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. And of course, I don't put it on my social media.
No,
but
100%.
It's actually you should do it, because not everything is positive in your life, right?
100%.
But the people where you're really close with, I think it's really good if you have that connection that you can feel open about to talk about it. I think that's really important.
Yeah, 100%. And then you described Ajax, RKC, Almere. In the end, you end up Indonesia, your home, your second home.
Yeah.
I think you never imagined that you will come at this age in your career to Indonesia to play football, maybe to come on holiday, but you come for football. So how was that for you mentally to make this shift and this change, that you say, okay, it's my home, but I arrive here as a football player and I want to do nice things. How was this transition to go from Holland to Indonesia?
I think for me it was a little bit more easy, because I've been so many times already before I was thinking about to go to Indonesia. I was already so many times here, so I really a little bit feel already what I can expect.
Yeah.
But the moment that you arrive and you really see it with your own eyes, of course you're sometimes like, oh, is this happening like this, and especially about the facilities. I start at PSM, as you know, and and I think the facilities there were even worse. But that's part of it, you know. And I think that was my luck, that I already know what to expect. So for me, the adaptation was quicker. Yeah.
I'm a bit hungry.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Sangkang Herang restaurant.
Okay, let's go.
Have some food, and then we'll continue with a few more questions.
Yes, let's see if it's nice, the food.
Yeah, good transition. You know, in football, in golf, it's an individual sport, so we don't have the noise of audience, you know. In football, we do have a lot of supporters, opinions, coaches, you know. How do you handle criticism, and how do you overcome opinion of others?
First of all, I think what I really learned is that everybody have say something about you, and of course you cannot listen to everybody, but still it's sometimes hard to do not listen to them or don't look at it. Especially if the coach says something, I will always listen what he is saying, and I will try to improve it, but I also have my own thoughts about it. So I will always, for me it's important that you also think about, okay, what should I do myself in this situation? And yeah, criticism is part of life, you know, so it's hard to say I don't listen to it. Of course I listen to it and I try to do better the next game, but I also need to say to myself, okay, don't listen to other criticism because sometimes it's not the truth. So that's how I try to manage it.
Imagine you have a bad game or you miss a penalty and your Instagram is loaded with negativity. How do you cope with that?
Of course that's hard because there's a lot of pressures, especially at a big club as Persib. There are a lot of benefits, have so many supporters and also on Instagram, but also in that if it's a little bit the bad things, of course it's also negative, of course. I try not to look at it, that's how I normally do it. But of course you feel that if there's bad things or say bad things, of course you know it. You cannot put it away like, okay, there's nothing going on, but the most important thing is try to, the next game to do better. But yeah, of course it's not easy. It's not just, okay, the next game I do it better and not thinking about it. But I try, but yeah, it's not easy, of course.
You think it's an ongoing process of development? How to overcome it better?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of taboo to talk about that kind of things, especially in the football world. Yeah, of course, it's sometimes not hard. It's hard, and I think also people and supporters sometimes need to think what they really say. Yeah. It's really easy to say things on Instagram, and I think they also need to think about, okay, what actually I'm saying to this guy. You know, I'm also a human. Yeah. I also have feelings, and sometimes they think that we are robots.
I think it's true. You know, it's a taboo to speak about it, and what I experience is that when you do speak about it, it feels like you're vulnerable and you're weak because you show emotions, and emotions is often a sign of weakness in people's eyes. In my opinion now, I became older and stuff, I think it's a strength to be able to talk about emotions, to be able to talk about feelings, you know. And what you say is, you know, you try to overcome it by not looking, or, you know, but it's in your head, right?
Of course.
And I think the only way to really overcome it is by speaking about it, because we try to put it somewhere.
Yeah, but you cannot put it away.
You try to hide it, right?
Yeah, you try to be big, but of course you feel it. Yeah. If somebody say negative things about you, about me, I feel it. I will be honest, I will feel it, of course. It's not nice. So yeah. No, that's part of it. That's
part of the job.
Yeah, it's part
100%.
of the job. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's part of the job that it is easy, of course not.
100%. And often, you know, as football players, people always think that we have an amazing life, what you just mentioned before, you know, millions of followers and, you know, sponsorships and money and fame. But the other side is, you know, it's a lonely, hard, tough mental journey where we try to be the best.
Yeah, and also a little bit of your privacy is gone. You mean, I mean, I like that people ask for pictures or if I'm going out, but at the other hand, it's also a little bit of your privacy. You don't have, especially in Bandung, if you go somewhere to eat, there are always people who want to take photos, and I love it. It's not a problem at all, but it's not only the good things, you know, what you can see.
Exactly. How do you see yourself apart from football? What are or even with football, what are your long-term goals? You are still, how old are you now?
I'm 25, so I have hopefully a long time to go.
Long time to go.
For sure, my football career, I want to do much better. I want to be back in the national team, of course, and I want to be more important for Persib, and let's see in the future. You never know in football, and but I also realizing like it's not only football, you know. At the end of my career, and maybe I'm 33, maybe I'm 30, you never know. Or maybe I'm 36 like Victor and he's still playing, that's also possible. I try outside football also that to do some things, so invest in real estate, already did. I have 7 courses now, padel courses in Bali, where I'm really happy with it, that I did it with other people, of course.
Nice.
So I'm not only focusing on football, of course, because it's only a part of it, of your life, and all the other years you also need to have an income. So that's also what I'm doing.
Nice. To jump into that, I think it's a really nice topic as well. Is, you know, you are 25, you earn a lot of money. I think a lot of people can dream about this.
Yeah.
But the good thing, what you just mentioned, is you are investing. You know, you are spreading your assets, and I think this is a topic also not many people speak about, because they only see you receive a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the other hand is, how do I realize and keep this money throughout my career after football?
Exactly. That's at the end. I mean, that's where you all invest for, right? And I'm really happy that I start this age already, because many other people, they maybe don't have the possibility to start already at 25 years old to start to invest in real estate or invest in padel courts. Yeah. So I'm really lucky that I can do it, and hopefully I can expand that. That's my target actually, and the most important thing for me is that at the end I have a happy family and I can take care of them. That's for me my future goals actually. What
legacy do you want to leave behind in Indonesia? Football, non-football?
For football, I want to be score more goals, be more important, but that's also where we talk about. And I realized in life, football is really part of it, and I will focus it till I stop. But for me, it's also important that people also see me as a humble guy, and is good for the world or is good for my family. So my legacy, of course, I want to be play a lot more games for the national team. That's my target, and and besides that, I'm a humble person and good person. That's what I want to leave as, if they think about me.
Nice, I like it. Thank you so much for being here, being a guest.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Talking positively, inspirational stuff. I'm sure I really liked it. I hope the audience will like it.
I hope to.
But most important, I hope you liked it.
I liked it. It was nice. It was really nice.
Thank you. Guys, thank you for watching. We are here at the Parayang Golf Course in Bandung. We had a really amazing time. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope it gave you some new insights about Ezra as a person off the pitch. Stay tuned for the next episode. See you.